Okay, so we're gonna start with some release. We're gonna grab the green ball. And we're gonna lie down on our backs, and you're just gonna take this, remember we've got this upper glute area, right? I wanna think like if you grab your hips and you feel the two front hip bones, you're just gonna kind of walk yourself around to the back side here, and you should be on some soft flesh there. You might have to go just a little lower than the hip bones, but let's start on that left side. So I'm gonna have my ball kind of right in the center of that left upper cheek. And I'm gonna stay off of the bones of that sacrum, right? You have that triangular shaped bone on the back side of the body, so we're gonna stay off that. Feet are heavy on the floor so that you can kind of press down to lift up. And then we're just gonna slide that ball from side to side. So again, I'm kind of below my pelvis. So if you can feel the bones of your pelvis, you're gonna go back around, and then I want you just to go a little bit below that, where you feel like the top of your glute starts, right? The top of your butt cheek starts. And we're just taking the hips from side to side. Now see, you might have to just readjust the ball every once in a while, but just see if you can take the ball almost all the way to the outer seam of your pants, or maybe just going out towards that left side of your hip. And if you find there's a spot somewhere in that zone, in that line from in to out, if there's a spot somewhere there that's talking to you and you just want to stop, you can just rest your hips back down and maybe just take a breath or two. And then just maybe let the knee fall open and bring it back up. If that's too much, just stay stationary. But if you can, maybe you'll see if that left knee can just move in and out. Good, one more. Okay, let's go ahead and switch. So now you're gonna take this over to the right side. Again, kind of up at the top of that glute, right? So I'm pretty high up, below the waistband of my pants, below the bony part of my pelvis. So if your thumbs are still hitting a lot of bone on the back side of your body, then you're probably a little too high. So move that ball down until you feel like it's on soft tissue. And then we're just, again, kind of swivel the hips from side to side, kind of like a hula dancer. And I want you to think of trying to get to the outside of that right hip a little bit. So the ball goes in towards the sacrum and then out towards the outer seam of your pants. Good. And then if you can find somewhere along that line that feels tender, and you can relax into it, then we'll just set the hips down. Take a breath or two. And then maybe that knee can do that little flapping here of just opening and closing. Good, last one. Okay, go ahead and come off the ball from there. And now we're gonna go into the low back. So I'm going to find that space where if my spine is right in the center, and I've got the top of my pelvis kind of running along the base of my pant, or the top of my pant line there, I'm gonna be right in the corner where my spine and my pelvis come together. Okay, so you'll know if you're right on the bones of your spine. It will be uncomfortable, so just move it to the left, on the left side. And again, just to the left of the spine and just superior or above the pelvis. Now, if it feels like you're already in a place that it's pretty intense, you can just leave your feet on the floor. But if you feel like you can bring your knee into your chest, go ahead and bring your left knee to the chest. This one's gonna take about 3 to 4 breaths. So take nice, full, deep breaths. Just try to relax and let the ball sink up into the low back. And one more big breath here. Good, place the foot down. Just move the ball out maybe a ½ inch to the left. So you're not going very far, but I want you to still feel like you have some resistance there, right? It's not just like soft on the outside here. You're still getting a little bit of resistance from the back straps and the QL there. And you're gonna bring the left knee into the chest, and maybe you even slightly lean to the left. And just take a couple of breaths there. So it should feel like you're hitting something a little different than you had the first time. And again, we're just walking out along the top rim of the pelvis here. So maybe one more big breath. And place the foot down. Roll off that ball and we'll go to the right side. Okay, so now take that ball all the way over to the right. Again, going up against the spine and just above the pelvis. And then once you get it there, go ahead and bring the right knee into the chest. I'm going to take about 4 to 5 breaths here. Take it nice and slow, big full breaths. Try to relax. Two more big full breaths here. You're going to put your foot down, just roll that ball maybe a ½ inch out to the right. Just following the rim of the pelvis there, so you're still just above it. Now a little farther away from the spine. You can bring the knee back in again. And if you feel like you want more pressure, you can slightly roll a little to the right. So it's just very small, but you don't have to go very far to feel that change. And then take some nice deep breaths here. And put your foot back down, roll to the side, take the ball out from there. And then we're just gonna move on to the quads for a minute. You're gonna grab the double ball that you have, right? You should have one that has 2 heads on it. Slowly come up, so take your time, because we just released a lot of stuff in the back, and I don't want you to pull anything moving. So now that ball is gonna go under that right quad. So just start it like maybe just right above the knee here. Walk yourself out and then support yourself with this left leg. So the left knee can come forward, kind of just like a little kickstand. And then I'm gonna come onto my forearms. So now that ball should be under the quadricep there, kind of straddling the whole front of the thigh. And I'm gonna tuck my toes under so that now I can kind of lengthen my heel back and forward to move that ball up and down that lower third of the quadricep there, the front of the leg. So I'm just moving it up and down, just kind of like a rolling pin, rolling on the muscles there. Good, maybe just one more. And then see if you can find a place somewhere on the thigh that you can rest the knee back down. Now you can just stay right here if this is intense, or you can maybe start to think about kicking the heel in and out. Yeah, and if you've got the heel moving in and out, try to watch that you're not letting your hips pop up and down, right? The hips are gonna stay pretty stationary there. Just give me maybe one more there, good. Now that ball should be somewhere in the middle of your thigh, and if you need to walk your elbows back or your knee back, go ahead. But now I wanna think about just rolling that ball in the middle. So now I'm kind of in that center. If we're cutting the thigh into 3 sections from the hip to the knee, then we're going to think we're probably in the middle section here. Good. Last 2 rolls here. Good. Go ahead and press down into the hands. Come on up, bring that knee in, and we'll go ahead and switch sides. So now that ball is going to go right kind of where the top of the knee is, right above the knee on the thigh. Slide my right leg forward as a little stability kickstand, and then come down on the forearms, tuck my back toes under. So now I'm in that lower third of the thigh. Okay, we're gonna roll it to the knee and just up a few inches. So I'm in the lower third, rolling it up and down, and I can make this movement again by being on my toes, kind of lifting my knee off the floor and leaning forward and back on my forearms. Get maybe just one more here. Good, then go ahead and place the knee down. Maybe that ball is somewhere in the middle of the thigh now, and then we'll go for those little kicks. Letting the heel come in, and out. Remember, I'm trying to keep my hips low to the ground. All right, let's get one more in. Good, and then you can just wiggle the foot back, maybe move your forearms back. So now that ball should be somewhere in the middle of the thigh. We're in that center third. And again, just rolling the ball up and down. Up and give me just 4 more passes. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Push down into the forearms, bring your right knee in, move that left knee in, and set the ball off to the side. Good. Now just on all fours here, take that right leg back behind you, take that left arm out in front, just pick the 2 up. Really hold that cinching in of your core, okay? So feel the front ribs lift away from the ground. Feel like everything is hugging to the midline. You're giving your spine a nice big hug. And then from here, we're just doing a little in and out. Really small, just a few inches in and out with the arm and the leg, just turning everything on that we just kind of released. Try to lift that quadricep, that kneecap up on that right leg so that that quad's working too. Give me just 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that hand down, knee down, switch sides. Left leg goes back, right arm reaches forward. Pause here, hold the front ribs up away from the floor, cinch in the core. And then again, little out and in. Really think of that quadricep, pulling up that kneecap on the left leg, get it fired up. There's just a few more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Go ahead and bring your hands down. Let's get a couple cat and cow stretches here. Rounding, lengthening. Round and lengthen. 1 more. Good, now just swivel on that left knee so that it stays on the floor and the foot goes behind you, and slide that right leg out long on the side of your mat. Good, and then we're just gonna take a nice big side stretch. So plant that whole right foot on the floor, get the outer edge of the foot on the floor, and then reach the right arm over the ear and see if you can make this really big round side bend. Take a breath. Good. Now come up, keep your hand, that left hand planted, right arm reaches to the leg, pick up the right leg. Okay, toes are pointed forward, so just watch that you're not going to turn that leg bone. We're going to turn the thigh forward. Now we're going to tap the foot to the floor, arm reaches over the head, lift it up, and reach for the foot. Tap, reach. Tap, reach. So if your left knee bothers you on the floor, you can always double up on your mat, put a little towel or blanket underneath it. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach for that right foot. Hand can come to your hip here, point the toes, little circles with that right leg. Lift it up and make that circle. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse it. I'm trying to really minimize the movement in my pelvis and my spine. It's all coming from that right leg. Let's go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, flex the foot, a little up, down, a little up and down. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Turn and bring your right hand onto the floor. Your left knee can kind of swivel back in a little bit and come onto that left forearm. Now from here, we're just going to take that right knee. It's going to tap that right elbow. Send it out and back. Press that heel back. Come in, tap. Press it back. Tap. Press it back. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back all the way straight. Little pulses here with that heel. So now that leg bone is slightly rotated out to the side because our hips are slightly turned, right? So keep the toes pointing to the right side of your mat. Little squeeze, squeeze. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take that straight leg, bring it out wide, squeeze it back in. Take it out wide, and in. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it forward, floor, lift it up. Tap the floor, pick it up. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring it back in. Come on up on both hands. Again, pivot that left knee back behind you. Come back into that initial side stretch. Lengthen everything back out. Good. All right, we'll switch sides. So bring that right knee in. Left leg out to the side. Turn your whole body towards that long side of your mat. Take that nice big stretch. So again, I'm trying to get my left foot now. Outer edge of the foot all the way down on the floor. Really lengthen through the side body. Reach those fingertips. Give me just like 2 breaths. Try to breathe into the left lung. Try to create some space in that left rib cage. Now make sure you check with that right shoulder. Make sure it's nice and stable and not up in your ear, okay? Here we go. Lifting that left leg up. Tapping it down, stretch and reach. Lifting it up, reach for the leg, and reach. Good. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Point the toes. We're making our circles here. Try to keep that leg up. Try to move the pelvis as little as possible. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot, little up and down, little lift. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now just rotate your body down, come onto that right forearm. And now I'm turning my chest towards the floor a little bit, but those left toes are turned out to the left. We're gonna bring that left knee forward to tap your elbow, press it back. Bring it in. So I kind of pivoted back in on my knee. My right knee is kind of turning back in. Here's 8. Good. Press that heel back. 7. Squeeze all the muscles to the bone as you press back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it back. Here's your little pulse up and up. So it should feel a little different than it did before. Now we should be a little bit at the back and side of that glute. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take that straight leg, swing it forward and back. Swing it out to the left and squeeze it in. So try not to let yourself lean too far over to the right. Put some weight in that left hand and try to keep your hips centered. Here we go for 5, 4, try to keep that leg up on that line. 3, with your hip. 2, hold it forward, tap the floor, pick it up. Tap the floor, pick it up. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, get some weight in that left hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring that leg in. Slide that right foot back behind you again and come back into that original side stretch. Left foot on the floor, left arm over the ear. 1 more big breath here. Good. Turn yourself all the way towards the floor. We're going to tuck those toes under. Step yourself back into your plank. Pause here. Turn your chest forward, tail towards your heels, inner thighs lifting, drag the hands back. Take 1 more big breath. Good, let's shift our weight back and forth. Take your hips back to the heels and forward over your shoulders. Back and forth. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it back. Little pulses here over those hips. Stay back over the knees. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back, straighten the legs, pedal the feet. Good, just switching legs side to side, take your time. Drop a heel, sit in it for a moment, breathe into it. And then switch it. Drop the heel, take a breath. One more switch on both sides. All right, both heels can lower. Right leg's gonna go up and back. Open up that right hip. Twist a little bit to the side. Chest towards the floor. Exhale, shift it forward. Tap that right elbow, and then send it all the way up and back. And open up that hip again. Bring it forward, tap that right elbow. Send it up and back. So moving with control here. Cinch in the core. We gotta support the back. Here's 3, 2. Last one. Tap it, step it between the hands, lower the left knee, wiggle the right foot out, take the hips to the floor here, let them fall, take a stretch. Good, wiggle the right foot back in between the hands, point the toes, straighten the right leg, extend the top of the head towards your toes, then flex back through your right toes. Again, keep extending your spine long, so try not to go into this rounding place if you can. Get up a little taller and keep the spine flat. And now we're gonna keep that left hand on the floor and just open the right arm towards the ceiling. Keep that right sit bone dropping towards the floor. Point those right toes up. Take one more big breath here. Good, exhale, both hands down on either side of the right foot. Step the right foot onto the floor. Pick up that back knee. Grab for your hand weights. Take a moment here, get your feet set up so that you're not on a tightrope here. And then come all the way up to crescent lunge. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna take those thumbs up towards your shoulders, and then we're gonna punch up to the ceiling with the arms, okay? Arms are gonna punch and come down. Just punch up and down. Good. Now get those arms moving. And then I want you to take all your weight to the right foot, and we're gonna step that left foot forward as you punch up. Pull those arms down, step that left foot back. Punch forward and up, down and back. So try not to move too much up and down. Keep your right knee nice and bent. And see if you can step it forward, step it back, nice and light. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. 1, stay forward in this squat. Arms are gonna come down to your knees, back up to the ceiling. So I'm gonna sit back and make an imaginary chair. Try to get your weight back into your heels and see if you can get your hips to go back far enough that your belly can lift away from your thighs. Let's go for 5, sit a little deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those knuckles together in front of you. Just press them together. And then from here, stay low in the seat. You're just gonna shift your weight to the right foot, and we're gonna tap the left foot out wide, bring it back in lightly. Tap and tap. So I wanna keep all my weight in that right thigh. Now from here, I'm just gonna extend my arms in and out. Take them out and in. Keep the heads of the weights, so the sides of the weights pushing together. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, get a little lower, 2, step that left foot out, keep it up. Now hinge forward a little bit, put the weight into that right leg. Arms come down to the floor, and now we're taking them nice and wide and in. Wide and in. Now I'm gonna pulse my right seat back, back. If you need to widen your stance, go ahead. But I want to feel like that right knee is doing a little extra bend as I pull my arms wide. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out. Just take those arms back behind you. Pinkies up. Little pulses up. Up. You can hold still here. You can little pulse. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands back in front. Step that left foot in. Go ahead and touch the floor. Stand all the way up. Squat all the way down and tap the floor. And all the way up, punch. Here's 8. Again, really get low from your bend of the knees. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Put that hand weights down. Just step your left foot all the way back to the back of the mat. Take the left hand on the floor. And then go ahead and turn yourself to the right. Keep your left knee up. Get your right knee over your heel. Keep turning. Take one more nice big deep breath. Good. Exhale. Both hands down on either side of the foot. Step that right foot back. Plank here. Lower the knees. Chaturanga push-ups. Elbows slide into the ribs. Push back up. Heads the shoulders. Stay away from the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, can you just hover for just 3, 2, 1, all the way to the floor. Good job. Let the heart curl forward. Just keep those hands under your elbows. Squeeze the elbows in. Tops of the feet press into the floor. Try to lift a little bit of the chest, and then push into your hands. Squeeze your elbows in, and just see if you can hover your bottom ribs. Just hovering here. Just feel the back of the arms light up. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Take those arms out wide like a T. If you want to rest your forehead on the floor, you can. But now you're just going to pick those arms up and down. Up and down. If you feel better with your head up, go ahead. It's up to you. Here's 8, 7, 6. Anchor down through your pubic bone. 5. Get your legs active. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hands come back under those elbows. Push yourself back to child's pose. Take 2 breaths here. Fill up that back space. Try to breathe in between the ribs and the pelvis so you can fill up the low back. Okay. Hands down, tuck the toes, back to down facing dog. Let's do the left side. All right, so pedal the feet for a moment here. Left leg's gonna go up and back, open up the hip. Try to keep that heel towards your bottom as you turn your hips, and then your chest squares back to the floor. Good, and then to shift it forward, tap that left knee, left elbow, and then send it all the way up and back and open up through the hip. Bring it in, tap, up, back, and open. Here we go for 3. Here's 2. Last one. Hold that tap, step it in between the hands, lower the right knee, wiggle the left foot out, both hands on the inside of that left foot. Just let the hips fall. Good, one more breath. Wiggle that left foot into the middle, point the toes, straighten the left leg. Reach the chest and the top of the head towards the toes. Now flex the right foot or the left foot back. Now keep that left sit bone down towards the floor, right hand on the ground, and this left arm's gonna open to the side of the room. Your natural instinct is to want to let that left hip come up with you, so try to keep it rotating towards the ground. Good, and just one more nice big breath here. Good, exhale. Go ahead and bring it down. Plant that left foot, tuck your back toes under, pick up the back knee, grab the hand weights. Just check your feet that you're not on a tightrope, get them hip width distance apart, and press down into your feet with a flat back, try to come all the way up. All right, this time thumbs will just point in towards your shoulders, and we're just punching up and down. Punching up and down. So just get that arm movement first. And then we're gonna start stepping that right foot forward, but keep yourself low in that left leg. Okay, ready? Here we go. Stepping forward, stepping back. Forward and back. Punching up as I come forward. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it forward, palms come down and up. Try to sit your weight back into your heels. Thumbs are still pointing to the ceiling. See if you can use no momentum here. 8, get your butt low. 7, 6, lift your belly, cinch it away from your thighs. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, bring those knuckles together again. Now we're gonna just tap that right foot out, tap it in. Tap the right foot out and in. Stay low in that left leg. Punch your arms forward, pull them in. Forward, pull them in. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, step that right foot out. Now put a little weight into it. Hinge yourself a little forward. And now we've got this pulsing happening in the left leg, right? You can have a nice flat back. And then from here, we're just gonna take those arms out to the side. Out to the side. Here's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those hands back behind you. Little pulses of those arms up and up. Pinkies to the ceiling. Pulsing that left leg. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Go ahead and step that right foot back in. Now you've got your little squat here. All the way up and down. Tap the ceiling. Bring it down. Tap the floor. All the way up. All the way down. Here's 8. Again, really try to get low from your legs. 7, 6, and if you're having trouble with your feet together, just separate them a little bit. There's 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those weights down. Step that right foot to the back of the mat. Keep your right hand on the floor. Turn yourself to the left. Left arm reaches up. Keep that right knee lifted. Give yourself just maybe one more big breath here. Good, both hands come down, step it back plank. Pause in your plank. Turn the chest forward, heels back. 2 more breaths here. Good, lower the knees. Hands come wide for your push-ups. We're gonna go all the way down and up. There's 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down to hover. Just holding here for 3, 2, 1. All the way to the floor. Good job. Just untuck those toes. Point them back behind you and lift the legs. Go ahead and rest your head on your forearms or your wrists. And then from here, we're just doing those little swimmer kicks. Just getting the lower half of the body. Good, let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold those legs still and pick them up. Pick up the head and chest. Take those elbows into that cactus shape. And then from here, it's just this pressing of the elbows down, hands back, and curl the chest up and down. If having your legs up and doing this is too much, put your legs down. Here's 8, 7, 6. Feels like the arms and the chest are doing the same thing. 4, 3. Last one. Good job. Bring those hands under your elbows. Press it back. Child's pose. Round your back. Sit back on the heels. Take a couple breaths. Good. Walk your hands over to the left. Sit your weight back on that right heel. Walk your hands all over to the right. Sit your weight back on that left heel. Good. Walk those hands back to center. Last time for downward facing dog. Pick up those hips, pedal the feet. Good. Now, again, we're going to just walk those hands a little closer together, and we're going to step or hop to the outside of the pinky side of the hands. Bend the knees, look forward, and again, it can just be maybe even 2 hops. So you get yourself to the hands. And then go ahead and sit your butt down in between your heels. You can walk your feet closer together if you need to, but I want you to feel your elbows push into the knees squeeze into the elbows, and you lift your chest. Trying to open up around the pelvis and the low back here. Take one more big breath in. Good. Go ahead and sit your butt down. You can bring your hand weights with you. Just have them back on either side here. All right, we're going to do a little bit of core work. Take your legs to about a 3/4 bend. We're going to tuck the tail under, roll ourselves all the way back. Inhale, those arms are going to come up by the ears. We're going to circle those hands around and roll yourself back up. So you can do that without the weights, or if you want to try it with the weights, hands come forward, roll yourself down and back, hands up over your ears, slow sweep all the way around as they hover, and then roll back up and reach. Exhale, roll back. Arms come back, head and shoulders rest on the floor. Bring those arms around and roll it up. Good. Let's go for 5. Here's 4. 3 more. 3. 2. Last one. Good, now just roll halfway back here, squeeze the legs together, and we're just gonna pull those elbows back and forward. Pull them back, punch them forward. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep them forward, little pulses of the arms, little tuck of the tail. So I'm just deepening that pull of the pubic bone up as I go back. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it all the way back. Head and shoulders come down. Arms and legs go up. We're going to just take the arms and legs away from each other as they reach across the room and back in. Pinkies are going to turn up to the ceiling as you go back with those arms. Palms are facing each other. Try to keep those low ribs on the floor. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out, little pulses of the arms and the legs. You can go as high as you need to here, but just those little pulses last 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it in, good job. Put your weights down. Let's go into happy baby. So you're just gonna grab for either the bottoms of the feet or the back of the thighs and let the knees drop wide towards the outside of your ribs. Really let the low back open up here. You can even just rock side to side. Maybe you want to straighten in the one leg. Then back in, or you try to straighten out to the other leg. Then back in. Maybe both legs. Maybe. And back in. Good job. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then roll yourself up nice and controlled. And you are done. Good work.